Hello, dear friends. We are going through a crucial moment in which humankind is confronting humankind itself. We are living through a historic moment in which humankind is a giant on a scientific and intellectual level, but a pygmy on a moral level. Said Cantinflas. Opinion piece. Turning point. Human supremacy. It's a crazy race. Thinking positive is important. Waiting for that shoe to drop. The great transformation is underway. We are in a fifth generation war. Let's start. Crucial is what is said of a critical, decisive, crowning, climatic, momentous, or serious situation or moment. The present moment is crucial for the humankind to give us the measure of its sensibility, said Miguel Delibes. Our attitude towards life determines life's attitude towards us, said John Mitchell. To achieve success, it is crucial to think positive. The two most difficult tests on the spiritual path are the patience to wait for the right moment and the courage not to be disappointed by what we encounter, said Paulo Coelho. The frequency has changed since the first of the year, and the solar energy is transforming us. The planet has reached the tipping point of civilization. The energy for this breakthrough is building up among humankind. On a day that no one can predict, and in a totally unexpected way, the full extent of the illusion will come to light and be seen by the masses according to Peter B. Mayer. At that time, all will be for the better, and all will turn to the light. Consider this period as a preparation, but know that the breakthrough will undoubtedly come. The matrix of the dark side has been broken. All that remains now is the mass awakening of the people. They must be able to see the truth with their own eyes, to know who they are and where they are. The more grounded you are in yourself, the more connected you will be to your soul. The greater your understanding of cosmic connections, and the easier and more harmonious your life will be. It is all about independent thinking. Unfortunately, few have learned this. It is the emphasis on independent thinking and individual intuition to master this knowledge. It will yield the power of the dark side the day when the population rises up en masse and proves that they own the planet. Remember that many have yet to tune into this positive transformation, and it will take some time. In order to enrich themselves, the globalists have done damage to our society, industry, culture, etc. Now they are panicking because their corruption is recognized and confirmed worldwide. It could take a long time to repair all the damage done to all the peoples of our planet. But all will eventually be put right if humankind wakes up en masse and takes back control. We live in an exciting time. With each passing day, the end of the long cycle of the new epoch draws nearer. It's a great and unique privilege to witness it and to participate in the great event of the planetary transition that began simultaneously with the ascension of the incarnated souls. This is a unique event that the Milky Way is experiencing at this time, as it adds to the excitement of the grand spectacle being offered to every incarnated soul on earth. You have come so far that you have reached the limits of this universe of Nebarum. You have traveled to the periphery of this galaxy. You have experienced all the lessons that the dark night of the soul has offered you in the third dimension. You have gone as far as you had go. You have made it. You are the winner to move on to the new world. This is the energy that creates life. Light is the energy that creates life. Source is everything from which comes the life of all that exists in the vastness of the universe. Light is a frequency and a consciousness. You are part of this consciousness, which is why conscious people can say, we are all one. Solar storm. On Friday, 13th January, satellites in Earth orbit detected a pulse of energetic protons from the Sun. They collided with Earth. A polar cap absorption event occurred. Shortwave radio signals around the South Pole were abruptly attenuated. Protons channeled by the Earth's magnetic field into the Antarctic atmosphere ionized the ionosphere. This disrupted the normal propagation of radio signals at the frequencies below 30 MHz. This lasted 4 hours and cut off radio communications for any aircraft flying over the South Pole. A phalanx of large sunspots is emerging over the eastern edge of the Sun, the Space Weather website reports. According to Michael Love and the Pleiadians, the vibrational field around the planet is at maximum. All systems are ready for a great solar flare, as the forces of light are anchored in the solar system and are closely monitoring the increased solar activity. Starseeds are recovering from the huge X2 class ultraviolet flash fired from the solar corona a few hours ago, and many say their frequency is sky high. The coalition confirms that the huge plasma cloud is heading towards Earth, and that its debris cloud is extremely dense and full of exotic light particles. The coalition's Space Weather Watch, Solar Discharge Watch, and Plate Tectonic Watch remain active, and the probability of one or more powerful X-ray flares in the next 3 days has now increased. Why is this important? The Pleiadians say that a powerful Earth-facing X-ray flare by itself could instantly propel this entire planet into the next higher dimension. But something much more powerful is happening. 2 huge Earth-facing sunspots are now fully charged, and their complex delta-class magnetic instability has the potential to trigger multiple explosions simultaneously over the entire solar surface. High-frequency gamma-ray light from the galactic core has been interacting with the Sun on Earth for some time. This light is composed of advanced packets of information that make up the entire universe, and these higher dimensional packets of light are transported in solar beams to Earth. When they come into contact with an inactive DNA strand, it immediately lights up, just like a fiber optic cable, and reconnects to its associated portal. At that point, much higher levels of information begin to flow through the crystalline cells of the human body's computer, and this information is decoded and made available to the consciousness inhabiting the body. The higher level of consciousness of a living being, the more data it can perceive, including data that shapes the future. Many ascended beings of light can thus perceive the great solar flare, the ascension and liberation of humankind that is destined to take place in the time frame between now and March 2024. It could occur at any time. It is known that when the great flare arrives, this time the Earth will not experience an extinction event like 5 times in prehistory. Humankind will not only survive, but will find itself in a new 5th dimensional reality here on Earth. This time there will be no cataclysm because, for the first time in history, humankind has the technology to save itself from a complete pole shift and a planetary extinction caused by a major solar flare. An incredible magnetic field counterbalancing technology that would hold the poles in place in the event of a solar flare has been installed in Antarctica for several years. This magnetic counterbalancing technology has already saved the day since 2012, as the North and South Poles have since drifted hundreds of kilometers. When the super flare arrives, the Earth's 3D electrical matrix will be fried forever. But this is just the universe's way of shutting down this madness. After this, humankind will return to the power and magic of nature, and all will come together in communities of higher consciousness to build the new 5D Earth. This new world is the prize you have sought, and it will be a world of peace, love, freedom, joy, health, and abundance that will last forever. The Pleiadians say that something much bigger is causing the present increase in solar activity, and that something big is going on behind the scenes. Every 13,000 years, a huge dead star in the Oort cloud approaches the gravitational field of the terrestrial solar system. This star is so big that its gravity causes a tilt of this entire solar system, and this alone is responsible for the precession of the equinoxes. The ancients were well aware of this additional celestial body and knew where it was at all times. When this star approaches the perihelion of the galactic core and the Earth's sun, it attracts an enormous amount of exotic light from the galactic core, and this high-frequency light interacts deeply with Earth's sun. This interaction creates very high charges in the solar corona that cause solar X-ray flares of cosmic dimensions. This star made its last 30,000 year inbound orbit in the Earth year 2012, and its perihelion with the Sun is currently closer than ever. As the Pleiadians often say, it's not a question of if it will happen, but when everything in the sky will line up for the great solar flare. The conditions are optimal now, in this period. You are here now on a great mission to witness all of this and to guide humankind into the realm of light on Earth. Reset news. There is a mad rush. According to Simon Parkes, everything is ready to go. We are in the epilogue of the world's greatest movie. Gregory Manarino says the central banking financial system is crumbling. We are in a fifth generation war, and the good guys are winning the narrative fight. Waiting for That Shoe to Drop by Mark Sida. We have always been told that there are two options. The first is that they can soft the land with a controlled demolition and then walk away. Or the second is that they can wait for the crash and implosion to occur and then do it. Logistically, it is easier to wait for the crash. The problem is that many more people suffer while we wait for the accident. I guess we are going to find out what kind of humankind is in charge of this information. Bolen report believes that chemtrails are the cause of bee, bird and fish deaths. Many don't want this, says Logan B. I'm not talking about the obvious groups who will lose their power over us with the replacement of the monetary system. I'm talking about millions of people who have been good little slaves and faithfully promoted the old world order's Agenda 2030, plan for generations. Cat is the She-3. The very awakened demons have only a few weather weapons and cyber warfare left, and they will use them until they die. The Storm Rider has posted that we have approximately 40 months left. What the White Hats are doing is restoring the world to pre-inflation prices of 1950. Political news. Croatia has become the 20th country to join the Eurozone. Drought hits olive oil production in Spain. Chile decrees agricultural emergency due to drought in the extreme south of the country. For the first time in history, Chile decreed on 13th January an agricultural emergency in the region of Magallanes and Chilean Antarctica, in the extreme south, due to the water deficit in the area. Democrats joined Republicans in a vote to prohibit the president from selling strategic oil reserves to China. Another package of classified U.S. documents found in Biden's private home. While the World Third has begun, writes Gerald Celente, flashpoints will continue to escalate if no one stops it. Afghanistan's first Afghan-made supercar unveiled. Afghanistan's Taliban government has unveiled the Mada-9, its first homegrown sports car. UFO incidents reported in the US on the rise. More than 360 incidents in the last 2 years. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.